Good evening. I'm Nancy Dodge from YB Stamp. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And welcome to my very first Back to Basics. I am taking a class online and they said, who is your ideal client? And I said, you know, I love beginner stampers. There's nothing so exciting as showing someone how to stamp and seeing what they're capable of and the outcome. They get so excited. It's just the most awesome feeling to be able to give that to somebody. So I thought to myself, you know, I should start from the beginning. So that's what I decided to do this evening. So I hope you guys, even if you are an experienced stamper, maybe you'll learn some things along the way. So instead of tips and techniques on the second Tuesday, I'm with it, the second Sunday each month, I am going to do back to basics instead of tips and techniques. Anyway, so let's get started, shall we? So I picked out some basic supplies, products. I really like the Dainty Delight stamp set, so that's the one I picked. But I would recommend for any beginner stamper to pick a set that has sentiments that they like and images that they like. And then the Memento ink, which is the black ink. Hello everybody. I see Carol, Victoria, and Carolyn. Welcome, welcome. And the Memento ink is like a staple. It's just something that you'll use almost every card. And then I picked out the note card and envelope pack. The note cards are just a little bit smaller than the standard card that most card makers make. And then I have a set of the in color Stampin' Write markers, and I'm going to show you different ways to use them. So let's get started. So here are my supplies that I had picked out for you. I just love this set. It talks to me. It really talks to me. I love it. So I'm going to start. Pull out a couple of cards. I'll do one at a time. So originally I did these two cards. I'm going to show you how I did them. Two different ways, same stamp. Simple. But I made it. That's the exciting part. And whoever you give these cards to is going to be so thrilled and excited that you did this for them. It's from the heart. It's not a card that you just went down to the store and bought for a lot more money than you would spend making your own.
You can even make like a set of thank you cards or just thinking of you cards to give as a gift set. Exactly.
That's exactly what Carolyn did. Yep. Her dad is in a nursing home, and she made him birthday cards, thinking of you cards, and gave him the whole pack so that he would have them. So I'm going to do a different stamp than these just because I want something different.
Did you also do an envelope stamp? Did you get that to work?
Look, Carolyn, I stamped the envelopes. Are you proud of me?
Speaking of Carolyn.
All right. I'm going to take this one. Put it on my block. This is a D block. So Stampin' Up!, the company that I'm an independent demonstrator for, has two different kinds of stamps. These are the cling stamps. They also have, pull it out, make a mess, these polymer stamps. These are good if you're going to do some fancy stamp-on-stamp work because you can see through them. But that's not what we're going to start with. You really need to start with the basics, which are the rubber cling stamps. Hi Kay, welcome. So when you get these, they're actually, the stickers are on the sheet here, And you just pop these out of this tray and peel the top off of the sticker and mount it. And then this is just how I keep them. And then you do it sticky side down, and if you're using the cling stamp, you're going to use the flat side down. And I'm going to use my Memento ink. It's a little sticky. I had some kids here the other day, and they went to town on glue. So there are quite a few sticky things in my craft room. I'm just going to ink this up.
They had so much fun, though.
They did. And I'm going to stamp it. Just kind of give it a pressure. Don't rock it. It's not going to come out very good. And if you rock it by accident, you could get some colored ink on the edges, and then you'll get smear marks on your card. Let me see if I can get this just a little bit closer. Hold on, I'm going to switch scenes for just a bat second, because that's the only way I know how to get closer. All right, so I have my Stampin' Write markers. Stampin' Up! Makes Stampin' Write markers in all of the colors. They have 4 families of colors: brights, neutrals, regals, and subtles. And then they also have, and there are 10 colors in each of those. They also have in colors, and when they do the in colors, they're only around for 2 years, and they only do 5. So I thought that this was a good way to start, because they're just 5 markers, and if you're just starting to stamp, you don't really want to, can you clean this for me? Mm-hmm. You don't really want to invest a ton of money until you see what you like and what you don't like. So I'm just going to quickly take the markers. So if you look at these, there's a paintbrush on one side and a little fine tip marker on the other. So I'm just going to take my little paintbrush end and give my leaves some green. It doesn't really take long. It's kind of cathartic, you know. You sit here, you can listen to some music, or talk with someone on the telephone, or sit here during a Zoom meeting. Yeah. I do that a lot. I have Zoom meetings, and I'll make sure that I have something stamped so that I can color during my Zoom meetings.
Well, that's what I did with the set with the girl with the books. I can't remember what that one is.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what I did with that one. I would just stamp it and then bring it up to my room and I'd color it.
Yep. And then you have something at the end.
Yeah.
All right, let me just give these little bits a little bit of green. Did I miss any? Just a little bit. Oh, I missed a whole leaf. I hope everybody had a good weekend, even though it was an hour short. This is Tahitian Tide. The first one here was Parakeet Party. Stampin' Up! Names all their colors. So I'm just going to give this a... I don't know why I just feel like doing
Amy's
blue.
With us.
Hi, Amy. Glad you could make it.
We're coloring, Amy.
Yep, we're coloring. These would go perfect in your junk journals, Amy. So anyway, yeah, I was lazy yesterday. I think because of this computer class I've been taking, I was just going. I was a zombie. And then, the class ended on Friday. And I vegged. Yesterday I just vegged. I did get a lot of reading done, which was nice. And a couple of cards made. You gotta make cards. Alrighty. So there's my colored in image. And then I'm just going to take another block. And let's see. I think I'll just...
The D blocks are just my go-to.
Yeah, they are. This one says Celebrate You. And I'm going to stamp it with the Memento. Just a little tap, tap, tap. There. How easy is that? Get my little bone folder. Clean that for me. Fold it up. And these note cards are quite heavy, which is nice. So there's a little nice card to send to somebody. Now, with the same stamp set, I'm going to use my markers. Whoops, first I need a piece of card. I'm going to use my markers and I'm going to color this in. Now you can't do this with the polymer stamps because they bead, but with the cling stamps you can. So excuse my head if I'm in the way, but I take the brush end and I go over whatever I want green, which are the leaves and the stems.
And don't worry about rushing, because she's going to show you a trick in a minute, and it won't dry.
No.
Or it will dry, it just won't matter.
I know, I have to make sure that I don't color my flowers.
I've done that.
Yeah, I've done it before too, but it goes pretty fast. But this is how you can get color into your stamping without owning 85 stamp pads.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm exaggerating, but you get my drift. And you need to use, Stampin' Up! Also has blend markers, but you can't use the blend markers to do this either because they're alcohol based. I just want to make sure I get all my stems. Alright, and then my Tahitian Tide for my little buds. And you don't need to be exact because even though the ink is going all over the place, it's just going to stamp that top image piece. So it's okay. I'll show you how messy it looks in a minute. Oh, I think I missed a leaf. I love this Tahitian Tide color.
So do I. But everybody knows that by now.
Yeah, well, both of these colors are your colors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's what the stamp looks like, all colored in. Now, what you do is you go and breathe on it. I know it sounds weird, but it works.
It's only weird if it doesn't work.
Right. Just let the ink sink into the cardstock a little. And presto. Look at that.
That came out really cute, Mama.
Isn't that cute? Now, I'm going to do the same thing with my wording. I think I will just color in the Celebrate with the blue.
the Stampin' Right markers made out of the same stuff as the ink?
Yes.
Or something similar?
Yes, the Stampin' Write markers is the exact same ink as the stamp pads. So you can actually, I'll show you that in a minute. Let me finish this because otherwise I'll forget where I was. Okay, and then, so you can see it all colored in. Just huff it and stamp it.
Just like you're going to draw on the window.
Yeah, like you're going to draw on the window. There. Isn't that pretty? Alright, now we're going to fold it up. So here's the exact same stamp, two different ways. So the re-inkers are the same ink. So if you really use one color quite a bit, if you gently take some tweezers and pull this off, you can add some of the re-inker in there, drop by drop. Make sure you let it sit for a while so that this reabsorbs ink before you use it again. But I've had to do that with several of my Stampin' Write markers, which is great. Do we have any questions? It is soft and delicate, Kay, isn't it? I don't know if you were on when I had my first ones out. Hold on and I'll show you.
I think she just missed them.
So I did the same thing with these. I did the stamp and color, and then this one I did the paint and stamp. Or color and stamp, depending on how you want to do it. But it's so easy to do, especially if you need a card fast and you've got this on hand. Bing, do it. So I have an offer on my website that if you purchase these, not necessarily this stamp set that I showed you, but if you purchase a stamp set, the note cards, the memento, and markers, I will send you a free block. Because I feel that strongly about it. I love stamping, and it's so easy. Yes, there's some trial and error. As you can see on my splat mat, that's what all this is, trial and error. But that's what it's there for.
And that's half the fun.
So I encourage you to try stamping. If you don't want to get into it this deeply, not that it's that deep, but there are always the kits, because that has everything that you need. All right, hold on, let me show my face. So you could get the kits, and the kits have everything in them, and it has the little block and a little ink spot, so you're limited just to that one color ink. But if you get a couple different kits, then you'll have a couple extra inks. But this is a start, and each second Sunday I'm going to add a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, so that you can learn or relearn or pick something up that you never knew the first time, and hopefully you'll all start stamping. It's fun, it's relaxing. I do some stamp workshops, and especially a couple of them I've done for like employee reasons, and I make everybody take their they all have their little Fitbit or Google Watch or whatever, and I have everybody take their heart rate, and then we do a card or two, and then I ask them all to look at their heart rate, and they can't believe how much it's come down. So it's relaxing, it's rewarding, it's from the heart to the person that you give it to, and I thoroughly encourage anybody and everybody to do it, male, female, young and old. Just like I said, I had a group of the neighbor of kids here the other day, and we made memory books, and they had the best time. It was awesome. It was so awesome. It really was.
They asked to come over and play at Mrs. Dodge's house.
Yep. So next Sunday, I'm going to highlight a product that is part of the online only exclusives. So you'll have to join me next Sunday to see that. So until then, happy stamping.